Alright guys, we're inside Phasmophobia on PSVR2. This is going to be a quick tutorial on how to play. Now, I have the level 1 version of all of the equipment here. There's 2 tiers higher for each one of these items, but I'm just going to go over the how-to. Let's go ahead. First thing you do is grab your key here. I already grabbed it. And you're going to hit this. That opens up the doors. Okay, so let's go over our options first. Okay, so I'm at the first location, which is Tanglewood. We'll go over that with the board and stuff in the base in a little bit, but let's start with this. Okay, so when you first go into your book, this is what you see. This is the game section. You have text, if you whatever language you want, voice, whatever language you want, right? Crossplay is on, so you can turn that off if you want to. I don't. Your degrees can be in Celsius or Fahrenheit. I kind of like Celsius because Celsius freezing temperatures anything below 0, and I feel like that works better. Even though I'm in America, I feel like the Celsius is easier. It's just a more logical measurement system. Highlight cursor opacity. So this is how transparent your cursor is, and you can choose a cursor color. Your player colors. I've changed my pink to orange here, just so you can see. Seated mode. So if you're going to be sitting, you want to turn this on. And whenever you change anything, make sure you press apply, right? So if I press apply, now this is me seated. I'm super tall because I'm actually standing. So we're going to go ahead and turn that back off. Whoops. And apply it again, and now I'm normal size again. Here's your sprint mode. You can either have toggle or hold. So right now when I hold down the left analog stick, I can run, right? And if I let go, I stop. If you have toggle on, then you press it and you're just going to run all the way until you run out of stamina or until you toggle it off. Okay, pretty basic. Left-handed mode is if you're left-handed. I'm not left-handed, so I'm going to leave that off. Locomotion, we have smooth or teleport. Let me show this one. Okay, so I use smooth. This is the default, is smooth, so I can walk forward and backwards, and it will actually float. If you put teleport on, it's going to look like this. So I can wait. Oh, I didn't apply. See, you make sure you apply. Okay, sorry about that. We want teleport, apply. Okay, so now you can see I'm pressing forward. It's not, and it creates a little arrow. So you can kind of just put it where I want to go. I plop there, and then I have the circle that's going to expand. I don't know if you can see it because I'm here. Let me do it one more time. Okay, so I'm just going to teleport right here, and you'll see the circle will expand. You can't really see it here. It's not a good place. Let me see if I can put it right here. See how the circle expands? Okay, so you can teleport into that circle that expanded. But it's a way that keeps you kind of in the same center. So if you're running away from a ghost, you have to like pace yourself. You can't just like teleport away from it. Okay. I don't suggest using teleport, but if you get motion sickness or something and you have to, that's how it works. I'm going to put it back on smooth and apply. Okay, going back into my options. Turning mode. So you have snap or smooth turn. So this is actually default on snap. Okay. So this is the default. I think it's actually set to 15. I have it on 45 right now. So when you turn right or left, your character will just kind of snap. And then if you adjust it, here I'll show you, like I said. I think it starts at like 15. This is, I believe, what it starts with when you first jump in the game. It'll snap like this. I absolutely hate snap turning. So I'm going to go in here and switch that to smooth. It's on smooth, apply. Okay, so now I can turn like this. I have it set to 9. I like 9. Some people might want faster or slower. You adjust the speed of your turn right here. I think the default is like 6. I'm having a hard time getting this thing to do what I want it to do. Let me see. So I think this is the default, is about this speed. I don't like that. Turning too slow makes me queasy, and I don't get motion sickness. So I suggest turning it up. Some people think that if you put a lower number, you're less likely to get sick. In my experience, that's not the case. 9 is about right for me. You could definitely turn it higher if you want to. So the best way to go up and down here is just to grab a thing and just lift your hand up or down. Okay, that's how you scroll. Movement direction starts off with controller. That's the basis. That's the basic setting. Okay, so controller means that if I'm going forward and I look to the right, I still go forward. See? If you switch to head, then if I go forward, if I'm pressing forward and I turn this way, I'll start going this way. I don't know why, but I think I actually like the head-based better. At least for this kind of game. So I use head. I suggest exchanging that, but you do what you feel comfortable with. I like the grab type of hold. So grab hold means that if I grab something, right, I have it. And if I, okay, my hand got frozen again. If I let go of it, if I let go of my grab button, I drop the item. Okay. Toggle means that if I grab the item, it's stuck to my hand. So, whoops. Where did I throw it? Here. So now it's stuck to my hand. I'm not holding the grab button, it's just stuck to my hand. Okay, it's like it's sticky or something. And if I want to get it off, I have to like hit the grab button again to get it off. I don't like that. That doesn't feel natural at all to me, so I just use the holds grab type. But you know, do what works for you. Door grab type, same thing. It's the exact same thing. I like the hold. I suggest hold, especially for grabbing doors. You don't want your hand stuck to the door when you're trying to go walk through it or whatever. I really recommend hold for door grab. Okay, foveated rendering. So right now, foveated rendering's off. Okay, look at this flashlight. I'm gonna look at that camera. I'm looking at this camera right here, okay? Now look at this flashlight. I'm looking at that camera. So right now it's kind of rendering everything, and you should be able to see that pretty clear. Okay, you should be able to see this black UV flashlight while I'm looking at that camera, no problem. If I do foveated rendering, oops. Oh my goodness. Like I said, this game does have jank, guys. My review wasn't crap. There's... Oh my god. There, okay, there it goes. Okay, so now I have foveated rendering on. Now I'm going to look at that camera, and I want you to continue to look at this flashlight. And this flashlight probably looks like crap. I don't see it because I'm looking at that camera, and so I'm seeing that out of the corner of my eye, where my eye doesn't see high definition anyways. So to me, this looks fine. Though I will say there's a little bit of waviness going on, and that the foveated rendering is not perfect. But something they're working on is something that'll work better later. For right now, I suggest turning the foveated rendering off. Let them fix it up a little bit. But it is working. It's not horrible. I could definitely play the game like this. But I think it's just a little off. So I'm going to let them fix it before I start using that. We'll apply that off. Teleport grab. Okay, so I usually use this one off. I recommend you keep it off, but let me show it to you. There. Okay, so here I can grab items from a distance. Now you can see it's not perfect. Okay, I was able to grab that. If I want to grab the crucifix, I can grab it from a distance, right? So I can bring things to me. If you're playing seated, this might be better for you. But if you're not playing seated, I suggest just grabbing the item with your hand. Not using force grab to grab it. Okay. Just my opinion. Alternative ports. I'll be honest, I have no idea what alternative ports means. I don't even know. Belt offset. That's if you want to adjust the height of your belt. I'm fine with it where it is, so I'm not going to do that. Tool location, belt, or shoulder. I'll be honest, I don't even know how this works. Because if I put shoulder, I apply that. Okay, so now my radio's on my shoulder. Let's see. That's still... Okay, so I think it's just for the radio? I don't know. Anyways, I think it's stupid. I'm just gonna... Oh, wait, where's my book? Oh, my book's on my right shoulder. Okay, so it moves your book and your radio. So that's what that does. Not a big deal, but I suggest just leave it the way it is. Height calibrations if you want to adjust your height. Okay, so those are the basic game mechanics. Now let's go to audio. This is really important. The default for this is gonna give me crap. Oh my goodness. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry, but it really is bad. Okay, so that's toggle, which is not the default. The default for audio is push to talk, okay? And I highly, highly, highly recommend you leave it to voice activation. Especially because it might not be easy to fix it. You can change your volume here. This shows you the microphone level, so I'm kind of talking loud according to this. That's fine. I'll go with loud. And I'm just not even going to be able to fix that. So we're just going to leave that alone. Controls, if you go to controls, this gives you the control buttons, right? Interact, grab, drop, interact, grab, drop, move, strafe. This is turn, click, crouch, right? This is view players, voice. Okay, so that's your voice to your talk button if you do the click to talk or button to talk. I don't suggest doing that. Okay, so that's your pause menus, your options. Recent players will show you people that you've played with. Blocked players will show you people you've blocked, obviously. In your recent players, you can block people. I won't do that. This guy's cool. And then this is to mute people. And then this is to add a friend. So I'm going to go ahead and add this guy as a friend. And I'll go ahead and send. Okay, so I sent a friend request to him. Okay, now, statistics just tells you your statistics. It's exactly what you'd expect. I've collected 13 bones so far. Actually, I thought I'd done 15. So I collected 15. Oh, I collected 14 bones right there. So anyways, it's wrong, but whatever. That's what it says. This is your journal. Now, your journal's huge. This is super important for the game now. Okay. So you can go home. This is your home, right? This is your table of contents. Okay. So I can just thumb through this entire book. Introduction, sanity, whatever, and it could tell you all kinds of stuff. You can read this if you want to. It's like here's your game manual. Okay. It's built into the game. I like that it's built in there. I don't use it for much. Here's your photos. So when you take pictures, your photos will also be here. You can take 10 photos. You can delete 2. You only have room for 10. So if you need a photo and you've already ran out, you can delete up to 2. You cannot delete a 3-star photo. Here's your evidence page. Okay, so here's your types of evidence. You have 7. You have EMF level 5, ultraviolet, ghost writing, freezing temperatures, dots projector, ghost orb, and spirit box. I'll go over all these in a minute. And then you have 24 different types of ghosts. Okay, this is where you select the ghost. So right now I'm selecting spirit. If I ended the game right now and it was a spirit in there, I get that objective. If it's not a spirit, I don't get anything for that objective. Okay, ghosts. Here it will tell you in the ghost tab all 24 ghosts, and it'll tell you a little bit about them and what their evidence is. So if I want to know what the evidence is for a Raiju, right? It'll tell me a little bit of flavor text. A Raiju is a demon that thrives on electrical current. While generally calm, they can become agitated when overwhelmed with power. Strength. A Raiju can siphon power from nearby electrical devices, making it move faster. So a Raiju will move faster if there's electronic devices that are on in the area. If there aren't any, he'll move slower. And the electronic devices go crazy. Weakness. Raiju are constantly disrupting electronic equipment when attacking, making it easier to track. So you'll know where they are by the items going crazy. Okay, and the evidence that means that you have a Raiju is you have to have EMF level 5, ghost orb, and dots projector. Okay, so you can find out for every one of the 24. Every one of these ghosts has 3 evidence, And not every combination of 3 evidence equals a ghost, but most of them do. Be extra careful for the mimic, because the mimic, I'm just going to tell you, because mimic's the only one that's weird like this. The mimic will give you ghost orbs as a false positive. So if you have ghost orbs, make sure it's not a mimic before you select the ghost, because it might be a mimic tricking you. Okay. Let's go over the van. Real quick. These are your daily tasks. So these are your objectives. You get a little bonus money and experience. The amount of money you make is the amount of experience you gain. So if I got 100 for discovering the ghost type, I'm going to get an extra 100 experience towards leveling up. Here's your weekly tasks. And you can take these boards and look at them too. But my hand's frozen again. Correctly find the ghost type 15 times. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's 15. I've already done these, but you can still see. Collect bones 15 times, sorry, but I've done 14. Use the cursed possession 50 times. Complete challenge mode in Grafton Farmhouse. We'll go over challenge modes in a little bit. The ghost's name is Carlos Emmett. It responds to people who are alone. Responds means if you use the spirit box, he'll only talk to you in the ghost room with the lights out if you're alone. Spirit box always requires you to be in a room with the lights out. Here you'll have your pictures. This is just a picture of the house. That's always going to start off. There will be a picture from the house. Okay, and your 3 bonus objectives are detect a paranormal sound with a parabolic microphone, cleanse the area near the ghost using incense, and have a member of your team witness a ghost event. Okay, those are your extra objectives. This is a map of the house or environment you're at. And you can change floors with this. So I have a downstairs, there's a downstairs in here. And this little icon right here tells you where the power box is. Okay. So the power box is in the basement. I'm playing on intermediate, so the power is off. If you're playing on amateur, the power starts on. But the ghosts can turn it off. And if they turn it off, you'll need to know where that power box is. This is the team sanity. So this is the average team sanity, and this is the individual players. Now, if there's 4 players, you'll have 4 name tags here with their own sanity meters, and this will tell you the average. Most ghosts are going to go off of the average. There are exceptions to the rule. There's exceptions to most rules in this game. I'm at 100% sanity. And I just dropped it to 98, but it will go back up to 100. Okay. Sound sensors. This board is for sound sensors that you have placed around the house. I don't have any yet, so everything's offline. But when I place them, this is where you'll be able to hear them. So if I drop a sound sensor, which looks like this, or it could be one of the other tiers of that, I'll be able to hear it inside the truck. And then I can adjust certain settings in here. I'll go over that a little bit in a bit. This is the paranormal activity taking place in the house. I haven't opened the door yet, so it hasn't actually started, so there's no paranormal activity. But this will start making bars that'll go up and down as the game progresses. You get the key on this peg. There will always be a key on this peg. It's how you open the front door. Once you open the front door, that clock will start counting down. Now, on amateur, this clock will say 5 minutes. On intermediate, it says 2. Everything after that says 0. That's the amount of time you have to set up before the first hunt can start. You got a flashlight. This monitor controls the cameras. Now, right now, there is a camera on the front of the door. It's right there, and you can see that it's on. So that's the camera we're seeing right now. But any camera that I use or bring in the house, that's a video camera, including this head strap, will be able to be seen on this TV. So if I put this head strap on and turn it on, I can now switch to this camera, and you can see what I see, right? If I take it off my head and I wave it around behind me, I can look behind me, right? I'm not going to actually use this because I'm by myself and there's no point. Actually, let's put it on my head and turn it off. Okay, it's turned off. I will put this back. So if you're solo, the first head strap's kind of boring. After that, it starts having flashlights and being useful on the second and third tier. Okay, so these cameras are the other video cameras. If you put them near a tripod, it should attach. Sometimes it's a little buggy. Now, if I grab it from the top, it's going to take this camera off of that tripod. If I grab it from down here, it'll grab the whole tripod, right? And now I can take this whole tripod, I can set it right here. Now if I pull the trigger, it'll do night vision. Okay, so now I can see night vision. So if I set this right here, and I come over here, I can tab cameras. Oh, my hand keeps freezing. I really don't like this. I don't know why it does that. It's just this game. Okay, so if I tap the mouse, we'll use this hand. You can see that camera now. If I tap the keyboard, it'll turn off the night vision and then turn it back on. So I can toggle night vision with the keyboard. If you have better tripods, sometimes you'll have a left and right arrow where you can adjust the angle of the camera. This is your dots. Okay, we'll go over all these. Let's go over all of them. Let's start the game. When I first start a game, the first thing I want is a camera. I want a flashlight, but if it's a small map like this one, I'll use the ultraviolet light for my flashlight because I can see well enough, and it's a small enough area that I'm not going to get lost. I've already grabbed the key, so I'm going to walk in. I unlock the door. Okay. Now we know that, okay, so this is my thermometer. If it goes below about 10, when you're starting off with it at 15 like this, below 10 probably means you found the ghost room. Okay, I'm going to come into the basement. I'm going to turn on the power. So you just point and click on the button there, and now the power is on. So I can turn on the lights now. Okay, kind of look around. My thermometer hasn't moved, so I'm going to assume that this is not the ghost room, and I'm going to go up. Before I turn this light off, let's go ahead and turn this light on. Okay, so that's been thrown. That means it's probably going to be this room. And you can see that it's going down. So we can go ahead and say that this is the ghost room. Thermometer is the most reliable tool for finding the ghost room, in my opinion. Turn this light off. Turn this light off. I'm going to go ahead and leave this here so we can go get more tools. Turn this light on. I like to turn on the lights that lead to the ghost room because I'm going to be walking through them. If the light's on, your sanity doesn't drain as fast. If the light's off, your sanity drains, like I said, faster, obviously. Now I'm going to want a real flashlight. So there's a bunch of items we can take. The crucifix, the way this works is it stops the ghost from hunting if it's within the radius of the power of the crucifix. This is the lowest tier and it only has one charge. So if the ghost burns this, it's burned, it's useless. Tier 2 has 2 charges, Tier 3 has 3 charges. And when you go to set one of these, you hold it with your grab button, you pull the trigger, and you can see a circle, right? So there's a circle around it. I want to cover this entire dining room, so I'll put it right there. Oops, that didn't work. So you want to hold the trigger, keep the grab button held, and then just let go of the trigger. And now it's placed underneath the table, which is a hard place to see it, but it protects very well there, so that's going to work. Plus, once it burns, it'll glow, so we'll be able to see it. The temperature is still going down, but it doesn't really... I'm starting to wonder if this is not the room. It might have just been messing with me. Yeah, I'm not convinced that that was the room. Okay. It still seems like that's the lowest room. Maybe it's because I turned on the power and so it's getting warmer faster than it can get cold. We'll leave this here for now. I'm going to assume this is the room still, and we'll continue. Check your closets and lockers because they might be good hiding spots in case you get chased. Sometimes you'll see boxes and stuff in these, and that means you can't use it for a hiding spot. This is a car key. Sometimes you'll find keys in the maps that you can use. And yes, that's my hand on there. It's a weird glitch where your hand's still on it. Okay, so here we have a book. I'm going to take a book with me. I'm going to take a camera with me. So the camera is primarily for the purpose of finding ghost orbs, but it can also be good for finding dots when you're not in the room. That comes in handy for specific ghosts that you can't be in the room to see the dots. You can just look in here and see if you see ghost orb. I am not seeing a ghost orb. Oops. We want to set this down. This book is for ghost writing. Obviously, the ghost will just write in the book. What's this? What are we at? Okay, we're at 5. This is still the ghost room. Okay, and the ghost just wrote in the... I just took a horrible picture. I'll delete that in a minute. Okay. We still have our crucifix under there, but it's like hidden. It's okay, no worries. Okay, so now we know that we have ghost writing. So the next thing we need to do is go in our journal, and we're going to click ghost writing, and it's going to remove ghosts that don't do ghost writing. Okay, so we've narrowed down the options of what kind of ghost we could be dealing with. Okay. Okay, so here's the dots. Oh wait, first before we even do the dots, let's go ahead and check our room here. Now I have the light on, so I'm not going to be able to see much of anything. We're going to bring a spirit box and dots. That'll... Now dots, sometimes a ghost will walk through them and you'll be able to see them, but be careful because if you have your breath showing, if it's a cold room, sometimes you'll see the dots on your breath and it will look like it's a ghost. Okay, he just hit the power switch and I do not see fingerprints. See that? So if I saw one fingerprint, then I would have UV. I didn't have it, so I'm assuming he's not going to be a UV ghost. On PSVR2, you can't just talk to this yet. They're going to add voice recognition, or they're going to work on it. But you can just ask questions by clicking here. I like to click, where are you? How old are you? Are you friendly? Where are you? How old are you? Are you friendly? And since it didn't talk, I'm going to assume it's not a spirit box ghost. Okay. So we'll go outside and we're going to look through the camera. So now the light's off, I should be able to see a ghost orb if there are any. And I am not seeing ghost orbs. Now we can do process of elimination, but it might be a little premature. I'm going to assume there's no ultraviolet because we did see him, the ghost, hit a switch. But we didn't see any fingerprints. I'm going to cross off spirit box. I'm not going to cross off Ghost Orb just yet. Let me just see. Actually, if I crossed it off, what would it be? If I crossed it off, it would be a shade. So I'm going to kind of go with the guess that it is in fact a shade. So let's go see if we can get our freezing temperatures in EMF level 5. That's going to be my guess. Okay, so EMF 5 is a little tricky. This thing will go off even if we don't have an EMF 5 ghost. It won't go to 5 though, unless it's an EMF 5 ghost. Okay? And when it's hunting, that doesn't count. Don't even bother. When it's hunting or doing a ghost event that's just going crazy, that doesn't count as an EMF 5. Let's check our temperatures. Ooh. It got hot. And now I'm stealing my breath again. It's like the ghost left. It was all the way up to 30. That was crazy. I don't know. I'm wondering if the ghost was wandering, roaming. They do that sometimes. So if the ghost was roaming, you wouldn't see ghost orbs. Come on, keep going down. I want to see frozen temps. And see, it's just went under 0. So now we got freezing temperatures. Okay. So what was the other one? Dots. I'm going to grab another dots because I feel like we need more than one. Okay, I'm still at 88% sanity, so that's pretty good. Just seeing if I see dots when I'm not there. You can turn off that light. It's okay. Make it easier for me. Okay. I'm going to grab the parabolic mic and I'm going to show you how to use that because it's one of our objectives. Did I mark freezing temps? I don't even know if I did. Okay. So when you see this light, it means it's on. And when it's on, you're not going to hear. Oh, there we go. We got UV. Okay, so sometimes it's hard to see the ghost. I don't know where it was. There we go. That's parabolic mic activity. Okay, so let's go ahead and exit. Okay, so we have freezing temps and ultraviolet. So it's a demon. That's not very promising. I don't like that it's a demon. Okay, so the fact that it's a demon makes it a little bit more stressful, but that's okay. So here we got the light switch. We got it started writing, so that one counted. This one did not. Let me see if we got a 3-star, hopefully. Now, be aware, sometimes when you're in VR, the pictures come out goofy like this. But just look at your photos and it will tell you. Okay, we need to delete both of these. Okay, they're both trash. So that's how you delete them. You just go in there, you look at the picture, and then you click the little thing on the corner. And then everybody has to hit the check mark. I should have showed that a little better, but everybody has to hit the check mark in the party. If anybody doesn't hit the check mark, or if anybody hits the X, then it doesn't get deleted. Okay, my sanity's at 73%. This is sanity meds. If I take one of these, I gain sanity. This is the lowest tier, but I'm on intermediate, so it still works very well. Okay, and now my sanity will slowly start going back up. If your sanity gets lower, your chance of being hunted is better. A demon, however, can hunt you at any sanity. It doesn't matter. They are more susceptible to crosses, though, so the fact that there's a cross in that room makes it less likely that it's going to be able to hunt me. Okay, let's go ahead and grab this, and we'll grab a motion sensor. Okay, so I can show you how those work. Okay, so motion sensor, just trigger to see where it's going to be on the wall, and then while still holding grab, release the trigger, and it's marked. If you put it lower, then that way if you have a ghost that crawls, you can still capture it. This, you just want, the sound sensor, you just want it in the room. Okay. I'm going to turn the light back on. Okay. I'm going to turn this light on too. Makes it a bigger pain for the ghost to turn off all the lights. Okay, I'm going to show you how the motion sensor and the sound sensor work right now. Now, if you trigger the motion sensor, a light comes on, so you will see it. And if the ghost triggers it also, you'll see the light come on. But also, inside this room, you can see this red line here is my motion sensor. So if it crosses the motion sensor, it'll turn green. And it'll make a beep noise. This is the sound sensor. So if there's any noise in that room, we'll hear it here. It'll show a sound bar on here. And if we press this widener, it makes a bigger area, right? If you hit this, it'll silence it. So it just triggered the motion sensor, which is one of my... No, it wasn't. I thought that was one of my objectives. It was not. But you can see it now. It says dining room. So this is the dining room that I have it in. And so it's triggering that motion sensor. That's good to know. Okay, salt. First things first. This is your igniter tool, so it could be matches or it could be a lighter. In VR, this used to be a pain in the butt. The matches used to be almost worthless, especially when I tried to do it with the PS VR2 controllers. If you try to hold the matchbook and pull a match out, it's like your hands can barely get close enough. But with this little spot right here, I can just reach in and grab it. Oops. And it will actually light the match, right? So it's way better now. This is incense. We're going to grab, we'll go put some salt down. So salt's a good way to tell if a spirit left the room, if you put it in the doorway. It also can be put, just kind of hold it so you know where it's going to go. Okay, and see how it walked through the salt and left a mark? Okay, cool. Also, if you take this, you can usually see footprints. Oh, I can't see them this time. I must have been too slow. I put another salt, didn't I? Oh, there it is. Okay. I'll just put this here. Maybe we can catch it if it walks through there. Okay, this might make it change rooms, so I'm going to grab this. Incense, you just light it, and it slows down the ghost. Sometimes it'll make the ghost change rooms, but it slows down the ghost. So if you're being chased, that's a hunt. I don't know how it hunted. It shouldn't have been able to hunt with the crosshair. That's how you die. Okay, well, I died. No biggie. So we got the ghost type right. What probably happened is it blew the crucifix, and I didn't catch on to the fact that it blew the crucifix. So, no big deal. Okay, so here's what it looks like after a mission. This is the board you get. So it tells you, from finding the correct ghost type, I get 100. Detect paranormal sound with parabolic microphone, I got 25. Witnessing a ghost event, 25. Investigation bonus is 150. Photos is 15. But then, because I died, I only get 50%. So I got a total of 263. Okay. You can also see your game summary here if you want to know, like 20 ghost interactions, 2 ghost events, etc. Detailed statistics. You walked 1596.7 meters, etc. Okay, so this is your normal contract board. So let's go over all this stuff. First things first is here are your areas. So these are the ones I have unlocked. I still have a couple I need to unlock. But yeah, so these are your general areas. This is the easiest one. Some of your harder ones are the high school, insane asylum, which I don't have unlocked, prison. The campsites are a little tricky. Point Hope can be a little tricky. Here you can see the difficulty. So let me go into here. So this is what you start off with, is the amateur. You have a long setup time, which is 5 minutes. You have a longer hunt grace period, shorter hunt duration, so when there is a hunt, it doesn't last as long. Sanity pills restore more sanity on this level, and you regain half of your lost equipment value. So if you die, you have that insurance. You get 50% of however much gear cost you brought with you. Intermediate is what I have now. This unlocks at level 10, I believe. You get 2 minutes setup time. They call it average. 2 minutes of grace period, same thing. Average hunt duration, so it hunts a little longer than on amateur, but not as long as some of the higher levels. Sanity pills restore some sanity. The fuse box starts off, so that's a big one. You have to turn on the lights. You have to turn on the fuse box to turn on the lights. There's fewer places to hide, so more of the places that you go to hide will have stuff in them. And you regain some equipment value. I don't know exactly how much it is. I think it's like 25% or something. Okay, so experienced ghost hunts. Professional is where the room can change. You don't have any setup time. You have shorter hunt grace periods, so it just kind of flash, and then it hunts you. It's not very long at all. The hunts last longer. Sanity pills hardly restore any sanity. The fuse box is off still, and much fewer hiding places. Then on Nightmare it gets worse, right? You have ghosts will hide a type of evidence, so you don't even get all the evidence. The ghost room changes more often. No setup time. Short grace period on a hunt. Hunts last longer. When they kill somebody, it increases hunt duration. So on the previous ones, if it kills a player, it stops the hunt. On Nightmare, if it kills a player, then it extends the hunt. Sanity pills restore much less sanity. Fuse box is off, and there's almost no hiding places. And then when you get beyond that, it gets crazier, right? Insanity. Ghosts hide 2 types of evidence. So you only get 1 type of evidence, which is what they call the forced evidence on some of the ghosts. There's no cursed possessions. We didn't go over cursed possessions yet. And in general, it just gets harder, and you can just read it here. You can also create, challenge mode. So let's show you challenge mode. Here's the weekly. So if you complete the challenge mode, you get 5,000 experience and $5,000. Okay. This week's challenge mode, it's a week long, is Grafton Farmhouse, and so you can read the challenge mode. Ghosts really don't want to help you out, but we're sure you're up to the task. So it's a no evidence. So in this one, you don't get any evidence. You pretty much have to guess the ghost type based on its behavior. And you have to do it 3 times. You have to get the correct ghost 3 times at Grafton Farmhouse. So you have to select Grafton Farmhouse for your, where is it? Right here. For your location. And you have to have it on the challenge mode setting. And yeah, it resets in 3 days. It'll reset. It lasts a week, so this one resets in 3 days. Okay, and then you have custom ones where you can choose the chart starting sanity, choose whether or not you can sprint, choose player speed, choose whether flashlights work, etc. And it will increase your multiplier based on how difficult you make it for yourself. Okay, we'll get into the customs in a minute too, again. These are your player colors, right? So I'm player 1. Player 1 is blue, is red. Player 2 is blue. Player 3 is green. Player 4 is orange on my settings. Normally it starts with player 4 being pink. Okay, so here's your shop. I'm going to skip the tutorials because every single time you load in, you get a tutorial. I think it's a little obnoxious, but whatever. So when you first start the game, you have a DOTS projector, flashlight, spirit box, UV light, EMF reader, ghostwriting book, thermometer, and video camera. Everything after that's optional. My hand's frozen again. Okay. It shows you which level you unlock it. So I unlocked the next tier of flashlight at level 19. Right? I've unlocked the tier 1 of every single one, which I did. I actually had to farm that to make this video. When you unlock it, you have to pay to upgrade. Okay, so this will be I can't show you that because I'm not high enough level to upgrade. Let me go back. But it's okay. You just have to pay a price on here. You can buy items. So for instance, if I want to buy an extra, let's do flashlight. I don't know how many I have. It should tell me how many I have. It's not telling me. That's okay. Well, it'll tell me in my equipment manager. So here's my equipment manager. We're going to skip through the tutorial there. Okay. DOS projector, you can see I have 2. Okay, stop. My hand keeps freezing. Do I have any stored ones? Here, let's buy an incense. Stop. God, give me a hand. Sorry, it's driving me. Okay. Incense. I'm going to buy incense. Let's go ahead and... Oh my god, my hand keeps freezing. Okay, so now I would have a storage. That means I have an extra one. Okay. This is really obnoxious. I don't know why it does this so much for me. It doesn't seem to do it for other people. Okay, so this is your equipment manager. So if you go in here, you can see how many you have. But really, you want to look at this board. Okay, so this board tells you that you start with your main equipment here. And then I have one of each other item. And then I have a couple extras. They're red because I'm player 1. So if I had 3 other players and they were bringing equipment, they would be the colors of the players that are bringing it. Right? You can make... And I would adjust this in here. So if I want to get rid of, let's say I only want to bring 1 DOTS projector. Where is it? So I only want 1 DOTS projector. I'm going to go ahead and, where is it? Right there. Take 1 away, and now there's 1 less DOTS projector. See that? It's instant. Quick loadouts are saved settings. So if I don't want to sit here and fudge with it every single time I'm going to go in, I can make a quick loadout. And it looks like my loadout's fine, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. But that's where I would go to adjust this. Okay? So as I unlock things, I change them. And these have different... There's different symbols for different tiers. So these are all tier 1, but tier 2 is like, it's like broken in 2, and then tier 3 it's like broken in 3 pieces. which is just a way to determine which tier you're bringing with you. Okay, here you can actually see the gear. For example, tier 1 of the headset is just a camera, so people can see you from the van. Tier 2 has a light on it. Tier 3 is actually night vision goggles. Okay, so that's one of the huge tiers. Night vision goggles are probably the best equipment you can buy in the entire game. Tier 1 crucifix has 1 charge. Tier 2 crucifix has 2 charges. Tier 3 crucifix has 3 charges, right? The higher tier tripods allow you to rotate the camera from the van. So there's bonuses to all of these. Like this thermometer gives you a very quick reading of it, while this one you have to sit there and wait for the mercury to lower, etc. Okay, here's your event board. So right now there's an event going on. It's a community event for the Blood Moon event. I've already unlocked the Blood Moon ID card, and that's what's equipped. But this will tell you all the requirements for that, and it tells you how many days are left. We have 11 days, 23 hours, and 43 minutes. These 3 are not limited, nor are these 3. These are always available, but you can track your progress here. So this is just correctly identify the ghost and survive 50 times in the lighthouse, and you will get a Lighthouse Keeper ID card and badge. Sunny Meadows is the insane asylum. You'll get the asylum ID card and badge. And it's the same thing. Correctly identify the ghost and survive 50 times. This is the same thing, but at the campsites. Okay, Ranger ID card and badge. The apocalypse challenges are the most difficult challenges. This one right here is the most difficult. The hardest challenge, you can offer. Sunny Meadows Mental Institution, which is the hardest map. In single player mode, during one contract, complete all of the following. So you have to, with a 15 multiplier. So you have to make a custom mode with a 15 times multiplier, which means you're going to take away a lot of stuff. You have to successfully identify the ghost, complete all optional objectives, and take a ghost photo. You'll get the Apocalypse Legendary Trophy, ID card, and badge. So you get this trophy, an ID card, and a badge. Trophies will be displayed in here. I don't have any because I've only had the game since the 29th. On PC, I have a Easter one here. That's the only one I have. If we complete this as a community, we'll get a trophy for this event. Here are all the bones I found so far. I don't have them all yet, but you will accumulate them all. Once you have it once, you get 1. You don't get more than 1. These are all of the cursed items I've gotten so far. Okay, we got the Ouija board, the voodoo doll, the monkey paw, the music box, the mirror, cursed mirror. And I've pulled 3 of the tarot cards so far. There's 10. I haven't gotten the summoning circle yet. This is part of the event, the seasonal event. This is normally not here. And it's very noisy. But I like it. Okay. Over here is where you can find your pictures, but I don't think it works for PSVR2 because they're never here. But on PC VR, or PC at least, the pictures are here, according to my friend. They used to be there, but they're not there anymore. Okay, all that's left to cover, really, honestly, is cursed possessions. So, this is the magic mirror, or the cursed mirror, I mean. When you find a cursed item, make sure to take a picture of it. It's worth money. Now, if you activate this and look at it, it will show you the ghost room, but you lose sanity the longer you look. So there I can clearly see it's the kitchen. I don't need to see anymore, and now I know that the ghost room is in the kitchen. Okay, so these are the tarot cards, and basically you just grab one. I got the Tower, which means I'm going to lose some sanity. If you grab the Death card, you'll die instantly. The Hermit, I don't remember what that does. The Devil will make a event, see? Each time you grab, you lose some sanity, but there are some cards that give you sanity. Wheel of Fortune. So green means I gained sanity, red would mean I lost sanity. The Hermit, I forget what it does. This is the Ouija board. To use the Ouija board, you just hit trigger on it. Now the first thing you need to know is you always say goodbye before you walk away from the Ouija board. It'll break and you'll get a cursed hunts from then on out. Cursed hunts are a thing. Oh, I didn't say goodbye, but whatever. Okay. Let's say I want information. You can ask it questions like, do you speak to everyone? That's like if you're not playing, if you're playing on a mode where it doesn't tell you if it speaks to people who are alone or everyone. It can tell you where the bone is. It can tell you where it is. So if it tells where are you, that's tell you what room it's in. Now all these cost sanity to varying degrees, and chances are you're going to lose more sanity than it would take to find it. Am I insane? How sane am I? Now hide and seek is the one. If you press hide and seek, it starts a hunt. Okay, ready? So that would just do it. It's going to count down, and then it's going to trigger a hunt, and then it breaks. So see, it breaks, and now it's going to be a hunt, and I'm going to die. Doesn't know where I am. This is a cursed hunt, so it's going to be a little longer than normal. There it is. I made it. Alright, let's get out of here. That was just luck that I didn't die. Okay, so you can see the chair rocking. This is the ghost room. This is the voodoo doll. And the voodoo doll, when you press it, a random pin will pop and it will trigger an event. So let's go ahead and do it. Now there is one that if it triggers the heart one, I think it triggers a hunt. So we could just die right here. That's very possible. So did you hear that? There's like a little noise over here. Sometimes it's real mild stuff. It's not triggering much. Okay, each time you pull the trigger, you're losing sanity. Eventually it will trigger a hunt. Eventually it will get you killed. See, did you hear that? Okay, ready? I'm just having fun. Okay, so now it triggers the event of the chair rocking. I know, he's just so cute, you gotta play with him. I can't help it. That was the heart being triggered. If he broke, all of the pins would go in, and then it would be cursed hunts from then on. But that was just a standard hunt. Okay, this is the monkey paw. How it works is you make a wish. So if I do ghost, you can do one of these. Player. Other. Now each of them has a curse that goes along with it. A lot of the most powerful one that most people will get a curse for is this one right here. which I don't ever recommend doing, but I'm going to do it for the sake of the video. This one will cross off one ghost type entirely, but it makes you basically deaf and blind for the rest of the match, just about. But I'll show you. Okay, so evidence, you can see it crossed off this, not the ghost type, but it crossed off the equipment item, and it crossed off all the ghosts that are, so it's definitely not one of these. Now I'm going to get attacked and killed. Yeah, I'm dead. But you see, I can't see crap, so I don't recommend that. Alright, so this is the music box. If you hold it and press trigger, the ghost will appear and dance. However, it'll be followed by a hunt, so be ready to run out. There are a couple tricks. One trick I use is to hold it and be activating it, and then just run out of the building, and you can hear where it is. I'll let you see. You'll hear music, and it will dance. I think it might be here, so. So I disrupted it, so it just started hunting me right away. I'm screwed. So usually it's not moving when you activate it. It just happened to appear right as soon as I went to hit the trigger button.
Welcome back.
So
Got some jobs ready for you.
that's what happens with that. I've been trying not to reveal all the stuff for you guys, but this one I can't hide. So this is the summoning circle. Now what you have to do is you have to light each candle, and every time you light a candle you lose some sanity. So if you end up losing your sanity before you're able to light all the candles, then it breaks and it will trigger a hunt. So it makes the ghost appear, and then it triggers a hunt. And I'm going to die right now because I can't really find a hiding spot. Okay, get the hell out of here. We have no sanity. Okay, we survived that, which is kind of surprising. I thought I was doomed for sure.